Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of November, 2017, and this is episode 268. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we didn't have anybody introduce themselves this past week in the Ravelry group, so why don't you tell them what they should do and why?
You should join our group and introduce yourselves in our introductions thread because you will get a shout out on our next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
That's right. Well, we have quite a lot to talk about this week. We have a review and a giveaway of a fabulous project bag and all the Knit Fit Seattle goodness and lots of TV as always. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what is on your needles, Dammy?
I am currently working on something I can't show you, a sample for our Tickled Pink book.
Mm-hmm.
The working title is a Tickled Pink and Green Cowl. It's on US 4, 3.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Abstract Fiber in the Secret colorway and Malabrigo Sock in the Fresco E Seco colorway.
Okay, so how is that going?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say about it while I try to get to the end of this needle?
Really?
Sorry, I didn't plan it. It's not that many stitches though. As it was last week when I was trying to get to the end of the body row.
No.
No? It's the colors are really pretty together. I really, really like them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I can start talking and I'll finish this row as I'm going. So I'm working on my Nanny Swimo Puntilla sweater.
You're working on a sweater? You said Nanny Swimo. Working on a sweater.
Nanny Swimo. Sorry, I'm trying to do a decrease right here. So the pattern is the Puntilla sweater by Joji Locatelli, and it's on US 2.5 3 mil needles and US 4s 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Knitting in France Sparkles in the Something About CC colorway, and Ripples Crafts hand-dyed yarn Sylvan in the Piquine colorway. So if you don't know what Nanny Swimo is, it is National Knit a Sweater in a Month, and it is a takeoff of the NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, where you write a novel of 50,000 words or more in the month of November. So Nanny Swimo is knit a sweater of 50,000 stitches or more in November. This is my 5th year to do it. I've been successful every time. So I have made a ton of progress this week. So let me see. So I finished the body and the ribbing, but I think I'm going to pull back the ribbing and make the sweater a little bit longer. But I am currently working on the sleeves, and what I've done is I have both sleeves on needles at the same time, and I'm working like 2 or 3 repeats with a decrease on one, and then I take it and come over and do the same thing on the other because I have 2 balls of yarn. I didn't want to do 2 at a time sleeves because I hate how the yarn gets tangled up. So this is the next best solution. So I'm going to finish the sleeves, see how much yarn I have left, pull back the ribbing and make it a little bit longer, and then I'll just have the lace to do. So I'm thinking I probably will have this done by next week's episode. But currently, not counting what I'm working on right now, what I've done while we've been sitting here, I have over 70,000 stitches. So that's not going to be a problem. When I pull back the ribbing, I'll lose around 3,000 stitches, but then I'll get them back when I reknit the ribbing. So yeah. So I've got the neck I picked up the neck and did that as well. And yeah, so I'm just working on the sleeves now and then the lace. So and that's everything I've been working on because I've just been focusing on this, trying to get it done so that I can then get back to design, and I've got some Christmas socks to knit. So yeah, so that's everything on my needles.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
So I finished this week's preemie hat. This is number 46 for the year. It's from my free top-down preemie hat on Ravelry. I used US 6. What did I say?
You just said free top-down preemie hat.
Oh, the pattern. Yes, the pattern is free on Ravelry. Top down preemie hat. I used US 6S 4mm needles, and I held doubled the Fierce Fiber Springy Fingering in the Gradient Purple Lotus, the medium colorway from that gradient, and the mini skein I had gotten at Vogue Knitting Live, the little fish stitches in the Radioactive Barbie colorway. So I just held those doubled, even though there was no purple in the Radioactive Barbie colorway. They coordinate so well that I think it's just fine. So that's number 46 for the year. And I keep pressing on because I'll get at least, I might get more than 52. It just depends on how the Sundays fall, because I knit them during church on Sunday. Although we didn't go to church on Sunday because there is a horrible stomach bug going around, and Dammy got hit. So, and I overdid it at Knit Fit Seattle. So I worked on the preemie hat sitting in bed watching some TV on Sunday. So, but there we go. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So before anybody asks, I'll tell you about my hat. This is the Curvity pattern by Kirsten Bedigan. And it's a lot of fun. And the hubs vacuum packed some of our knitwear this morning, and I found it, and I was like, oh, I think I should wear a hat today. So, Curvity pattern. It's a lovely pattern with short rows and a little bit of lace detail. You should check it out. Okay, so as we mentioned, Dammy was sick over the weekend, so she wasn't able to go to Knit Fit Seattle with me. But I went ahead and went, and I was in the queue for the ferry, and I heard somebody yell, Cece! And it was one of our podcast viewers with her boyfriend, and so I tagged along with them, which was very helpful. Because I don't know if I would have found my way around by myself. So, so I went to this on Saturday morning and a little bit in the afternoon. It was a lovely market. They had a nice variety of things, and I picked up a few things. First up and all of this is linked in the show notes, from Nano Stitch Lab. They in their clearance section, they had this yarn, which is their Scientific Sock Base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. It's a 4-ply fingering weight yarn. And they had 4 skeins of this on clearance, which is enough to do a sweater. So I picked up all 4 skeins, and I am going to be doing I should have looked it up. It's in my queue. I think it's another Hohi Locatelli pattern. Where is it? This one. Granito by Hohi Locatelli, which is a pretty basic top-down pattern, but it's got pockets on it. And so I'm super excited. And since this is so variegated, I don't think I'll have to alternate the skeins. I think it'll be fine just like that. And then the next thing I picked up, hold on, I gotta get back to my notes here, was a skein of yarn. It's 2 skeins actually, from Canon Hand Dyes. This is her Frosty the Snowman Polar Opposites yarn on her Oscar Sparkle Fingering, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon sparkle base. So in this skein, it'll have wide white stripes with the rest of the colors, and this one will have wide blue stripes with the rest of the colors. And these are for Dammy's Christmas socks. So I debated between this and there was a red and white like peppermint stripes one, but I saw this and I was like, oh, I think Dammy will like this one better. So I picked this up from Canon Hand Dyes. And then I picked up these 2, let's see, I have her business card here somewhere, from Farm Girl Products. I picked up these 2 sheep dryer balls. And you just throw them in the dryer with your clothes, and it helps the static decrease without having to use fabric softener. So Dammy had been wanting me to get some dryer balls, and I kept forgetting, and then saw these. And I was like, oh, perfect. I will get dryer balls here. And then from, here we go. From Sincere Sheep, I picked up these claw clips, which you can use for seaming. Like if you are needed to seam something, you can use them to hold the two pieces of fabric together. Or the reason I got them is sometimes I'm working on like a shawl or something that gets really long and heavy, and you can use them to like fold the shawl up and then clip it so that it's a smaller area that you're working with. Does that make sense? So I picked those up, and then I also picked up, these are technically locking stitch markers, but I'm going to wear them as earrings, and they said many people do. It's a sheep front and a sheep back. Aren't those adorable? So I'm excited to wear those. And that's everything I picked up at Knit Fit. I got a sweet gift in the post this week from my friend Rochelle. She drew this for me. It was a belated birthday card and present. So Rochelle is my accountability partner from the Starship, a program that I'm a part of, which is for creative business owners, and it's hosted by Tara Swiger. And in fact, she said that places in the Starship are opening in December. So if you are interested in learning more about that, go to taraswiger.com. Anyway, so Rochelle and I have been accountability partners for since I joined the Starship, and she is a jewelry maker, and she sent me one of her products, but she made a box for it to come in. How cute is that? And you probably noticed because I'm wearing it, she sent me this gorgeous beaded ring. And I don't know if you can, hold on, let me take it off.
What's it inspired by?
Oh, it's inspired by pumpkin spice, which you guys know I love. But can you see the teeny tiny little beads there? Oh my gosh. So I am absolutely in love with it because you guys know I love pumpkin spice. So she sells these as well as other jewelry, and I've got a link to her shop in the show notes. Her shop is called Red Scorpio, and she's on Etsy, so you should definitely check her out. We got a first look at the 13th Doctor for Doctor Who this week. There's a link in the show notes to where you can see a photo of it. How do you feel about this outfit? What are you thinking?
I like it. You sound like you don't like it.
Well, no, it's not that I don't like it. It seems like a throwback kind of outfit. It's like it got a vintage look to it. I can't decide if I like the coat with it. I don't know. I think that's what maybe is throwing me off. Because I like the rest of the outfit together, but the coat, it could be that they have the coat just kind of barely sitting on her shoulders. So when we see like the full part of the coat, maybe I like that better. But they're trying to show the suspenders, but that's not what they're called in the UK. Braces. The yellow braces of her outfit. So I think that's why they have it, the jacket pulled back so much. So if you want to see that, you can go click on our show notes. Also, so this is like, this is all CC's Yummies apparently. So while I was at Knit Fit, I met the Healthy Knitter who is behind the 2017 Project Peace. And there's a link to this in the show notes if you want to be able to read more about it. But it's a knit along that runs from the December the 1st to December 21st. And the Healthy Knitter does daily blog posts about peace with it. Her name is Christina Campbell on Ravelry. This year's theme is the ripple effect, symbolizing how one's peaceful choices impact those around us. And it actually says that pattern pre-orders begin today. Let me look right quick and see if we can see the pattern. Christina Campbell. There she is right there. And let's see if it pulls it up. Project Peace. There we go. It's a shawl wrap. Oh, wow. That is absolutely stunning. Okay, remind me I need to put a link to the pattern in the show notes. It is gorgeous. So it is a knit in a DK weight yarn on US 8's 5mm needles. And there's 2 different sizes. And so the ways that you can be involved as an individual is to knit daily for peace, subscribe to the Healthy Knitter blog, join the Healthy Knitter group on Ravelry, tell your knitting friends about Project Peace, and donate your finished shawl. This is going to be on Instagram as well as hashtag Project Peace 2017. So the knit along starts on the 1st of December and then it ends on the 21st of December, which is Worldwide Knit In for Peace Day. So I just wanted to tell you all about that in case it was something you're interested in. Again, you can click on the link in the show notes and find out more about it. And we'll put a link as well for the shawl because, oh my gosh, it's stunning. So, okay, just a reminder that the Please Call Me Anne with an E shawl kits that I'm doing with Jenny of All About Yarn. Pre-orders are going on right now. You can go to javapearldesigns.com to pre-order. And pre-orders end, though, this Saturday the 18th. So you want to make sure and get yours ordered. The kits are going to include 2 skeins of yarn from Jenny, an amazing project bag, like one I have never seen this style before. Jenny came up with it, and it is amazing. So that project bag, the pattern, the shawl pattern from me, and some other goodies. And it's a 6 to 8 week pre-order because Jenny has to send me the stuff from the UK. So, but if you are in the UK or that geographical area, I will send Jenny the stuff that I'm putting together, and she'll ship your kit out to you so that we can avoid her shipping me the yarn and then shipping it right back to that area of the world, which means there shouldn't be custom charges if you're in the UK because it's another UK person sending it out. So, so make sure you go and pre-order your kit because you won't want to miss it because it's amazing. I'm just so in love with how everything has turned out. Dammy, do you have anything you would like to talk about in Yummies?
No.
You're feeling better.
Yeah.
That's a yummy. I was really sad that you didn't get to go with me because it was a fun little show. But yeah, maybe we will vent at it next year. We're going to investigate that because I think it could be a fun one. So, all right. Well, then let's talk about our normal stuff. Hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is that, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge.
Sorry.
We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
Sorry, after all that talking, I needed some water. So this month's theme is primarily gratitude, thankfulness because of American Thanksgiving being this month, but there's other stuff as well in it. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. So it's never too late to join in. Just take a look at the prompt for the day. What is today's prompt? Crafty selfie. So you interpret it that however you want. We're very cheater friendly on this. And you post your photo on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photos. And we don't have any upcoming events on our calendar at the moment. But as soon as we do, we will let you know. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
Yes. What are you reading, Dammy?
I am still, but not really, reading The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo.
Okay.
There's lots going on, and it's hard to focus.
Yeah. It's okay, though. It's okay. All right, well, I am still reading Uninvited by Lisa Turkhurst. I made some good progress in it this week. And then, fiction-wise, I finished reading Wisteria Wyverns, which is the 5th book in the Wisteria Witches mystery series by Angela Pepper. All of these fiction books today are from Kindle Unlimited. And then I read A Witch Before Dying, which is book 11 in the Wicked Witches of the Midwest series by Amanda M. Lee. I read A Foul Feast, which is the 7th book in the A Hooked and Cooked Cozy Mystery series by Lindsay Cole. I read Lucky Witch, which is the Beechwood Harbor Magic Mysteries book number 5 by Danielle Garrett. I read book 51 from the A Shade of Vampire series called A Call of Vampires by Bella Forrest. So now I'm going to talk about this one for a minute. Remember in the I told you that like she does like somewhere between usually 6 and 8 books, and that's a theme, or that's kind of got a whole story within this larger story. And the last set of books in this series, I really was just like, I didn't really enjoy them as much. But this one that has started a new series within the big series, I really, really enjoyed it. We're back to kind of some of the roots of the beginning of the series. And so I really enjoyed reading that one. I'm looking forward to the next one in the series. And then I'm currently reading Frosting Disaster, which is part of the Sweetland Witch series by Zoe Arden. And I love cozy mysteries, and that's just how it is. In addition, I really love watching Hallmark movies. A lot. So, I watched 5 this week. I watched The Sweetest Christmas, A Song for Christmas, and then I watched an older one that because there was a sequel coming and I had not watched it before. I watched Finding Father Christmas, and then I watched the sequel, Engaging Father Christmas. It has the lady who is the main character in the Wind Calls the Heart series, and the guy is from Eureka. I can't think what his character's name is in Eureka. Anyway, so they were in those. And then the last one I watched was called Enchanted Christmas. So, and I have lots more. Damn, you can see it in our notes. This is all the rest of the movies for the Hallmark Christmas season this year. I'm watching Poldark. I finished series 2. Sorry. I was trying to sorry, I did not mean to hit your foot. Oh my gosh. The last 3 episodes of series 2, I was like, oh my gosh, Ross, what are you doing? You're screwing everything up. It was bad. I was yelling at the TV. And the people that we're staying with, she's only in series 1, and so she was making some comments and things, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to spoil you. And she's like, I sense there's something coming. I was like, yeah, just wait for series 2. Okay, so I finished series 2, and now I'm watching series 3 of it. And then it's been renewed for a 4th series. So, yeah. So, Dammy, why don't you talk about the next one, since I've been talking a lot.
We are watching season 15 of NCIS.
Sorry, do I need to...
No, your hands.
Oh, sorry.
So, you wrote this. You wrote all of this.
I read all of this.
Fornell lied about a witness from a case 11 years earlier, and the suspect was released, but Gibbs and Jack discovered he most likely is the killer after all.
Yes. Yeah. Trouble in NCIS land. So the hubs and I are watching season 4 of NCIS New Orleans. We found out how Patton ended up in the wheelchair, and he had some closure with his ex-wife. They ended up investigating a thing together. The hubs and I are watching season 4 of The Flash. It was their bachelor and bachelorette parties before the wedding, and it had Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica in it. Why don't you go ahead?
We are watching season 5 of The Blacklist, and Dimbe went undercover to expose a human trafficking organization, and Tom was taken by a man who has the suitcase? I thought he wanted the suitcase.
No, he has the suitcase.
He has the suitcase, and he wants Reddington.
Yeah, so he took Tom to try to make it all happen. Okay, keep going.
This was a weird episode.
It was.
We are watching season 13 of Criminal Minds, and preppers were kidnapping pregnant teens and medical professionals to care for them.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I was like, where are we going with this? I am not sure what's going on. I watched the Series 8 finale of Doc Martin, so there will be a Series 9, and it will be the final series of the show. So the Doc can practice medicine, but he must make improvement with his blood phobia, or he will not be able to practice anymore. And Miss Tishel got into a physical confrontation with the American woman, and it was crazy. Miss Tishel was like going off the deep end. She needed some help, so... I'm watching season 13 of Supernatural. This was such a wow, intense episode. I was like, oh my gosh, when I was watching it. So, Billy, who was a Reaper, and Castiel killed her, but there was some kind of rule that if death, part of the fourth horseman, if death died, the next Reaper that died then became death. So Billy is now death. And Sam and Dean have a purpose, according to her. And now they know that Castiel is back. He's alive. And that's like how the episode ended. And I was like, no, we need to know what happened. So that'll probably be this week. The Hubs and I are watching season 11 of The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon and Raj both went to Penny for advice, and it turned out really rather crazily. I'm watching season 6 of Arrow. Oliver helps Slade find his son, only to discover that his son's a bad guy. And Dinah discovered that her old partner wasn't actually killed when he was shot. And he is also a bad guy. So we've discovered bad guys all around this week. All right, you want to talk about the next one?
We are watching season 3 of Blind Spot. So Patterson and Rich were a part of a hacker team.
Rich.com.
You don't have to say Rich.com.
That's his name.
And the other lady from the team, you wrote this, she went off the deep end.
Yes.
And a Van Gogh painting was involved in a tattoo.
Yeah, which was kind of cool. I was like, oh, awesome. The Hubs and I are watching season 9 of NCIS LA. There was nuclear missiles taken over, and Kinsey stopped them from being launched, and she and Deeks are struggling with continuing in their work roles. With, wedding, getting married coming up, and all that. You want to talk about this one?
It's Kara with a K.
Sorry.
We're watching season 3 of Supergirls. Kara and Alex went home, and it was a flashback episode to how they became close.
Yeah, it was a very sweet episode, actually. Watching season 11 of Murdoch Mysteries. David Hewlett, who played Rodney McKay in Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis. I don't think he was ever in the universe.
I don't know.
Anyway, but he was in both of those. He was in love with Amanda Tapping's character, Sam. Anyway, so his character came back. So he had been in the show before when the inspector got into trouble and was forced to work in another government office, and David Hewlett's character was his boss. He was murdered by a company who weren't going to get a city contract because of information he knew. But it was like it was a very intense episode, because what happened is they caused an accident to happen, and David Hewlett's character got pinned between not a wagon, but it was pulled by horses, but there was space enough for lots of people to sit. And he got pinned between a car and the front of a car and this thing, and he was fine while the pressure was being put on it. But when they released him out of it, his pelvis was crushed and he bled out pretty quickly. So it was very, very sad. And then I'm watching season 3 of Outlander, episode 9, The Doldrums. This is not safe for children. Please don't let your children read or watch this show. They are now on the ship to Jamaica to try to go rescue young Ian. And we got the whole Fergus and Marsley. I did not spell it correctly. I was trying to spell it how it needed to be pronounced, and now I can't remember. So we got that whole storyline going on. Jamie hiding the acupuncture from Claire was hysterical. And then we got to the point where the Porpoise captain kidnapped Claire. So the Porpoise is another ship, and there was typhoid fever was going around the ship, and lots of the men had died, and a lot of people were still sick, and so they found the ship that Jamie and Claire were on, and they asked if there was a surgeon or a doctor to come help, and Claire went over, and then they kidnapped her and to make her stay and help them with the sick people. So that's how that episode ended. But us being on the ship and everything is really cool. How they the cinematography of everything of that. And then I listened to some of our Spotify CC and Dammy Heart Musicals playlist, and we are going to be working on our Christmas playlists coming up. Thanks for the suggestions and ideas that y'all posted. We will get those ready by Thanksgiving, maybe? That's a week from tomorrow.
I wasn't going to have any specific date.
Okay.
Be done by.
Okay, well, we will work on it as soon as we can. And what were you listening to?
I was listening to Hades Town, the concept album, and the original cast album. Because Hades Town is in Edmonton right now. And if you live near there, you should go see it. And then talk to me all about it. Opening night is tomorrow, or the day this comes out.
You were showing me pictures. You sent me, she texted me pictures of Patrick Page because I like him a lot. His costume is intense.
He's got a waistcoat underneath the jacket, underneath the coat.
Yeah,
He didn't have a waistcoat off Broadway.
Okay.
It's red.
Yeah, his costume is intense. And who...
Very Southern gentleman.
Yeah. He plays Hades in Hades Town. He's got this very low
You're gonna hurt your voice doing that. Please stop.
Who else was in one of the photos you sent me?
Persephone.
Yeah, played by...
Amber Gray, who was in The Great Comet.
Yes. And her costume was beautiful. So you said there was going to be new characters?
Yes, they added an ensemble of sorts who are the workers of Hades Town who are building the wall.
Okay.
So I haven't seen any clear photos of them, but it seems like most of them are wearing just sort of like black grayish overalls. But in the first act during summer, some of them have some brighter clothes. Like they still got the overalls, but one of them was like wearing like, not like bright neon orange, but it was a safety vest. So it was like summer colors. So I'm still waiting for better pictures of that.
Okay. And how many people are in this ensemble?
4.
And are they any specific characters, or are they just an ensemble?
They're just the workers.
Okay. Okay. And did they add any, like, stuff for them to, like, do, or are they just kind of in the background?
There was already stuff that was, like, off-Broadway that was implied to be being sung, like, by the workers of Hades Town.
Okay.
But now that they have actual workers, like, it makes sort of more sense within those songs that were already there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Well,
And the Fates got new costumes, and they look amazing.
what do they look like?
Off-Broadway, they had, like, these sort of Southern Dust Bowl costumes that looked like they were, like, made out of gingham. Is that the fabric I'm thinking of?
I have no idea.
But now they've sort of got, like, they're very ethereal. I
Okay.
don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but they're very intense. They've got feathers. And what?
I think that's going to be the title of the episode.
Oh, no.
In which they've got feathers.
And Kira Galoin, who is one of them, her wig is very amazing.
Well, how is it amazing?
She's got red hair, but it's all, like, done up, but it's got lots of teeny braids in it.
Oh,
So,
cool. All right. Well, hopefully one of these days you'll get to see it.
They're very pushing forward for a possible spring Broadway opening date.
Okay.
Or possibly summer, but they don't have a theater yet.
Okay.
They're really wanting the Circle and the Square Theater, which is an in-the-round setup theater, not a proscenium theater. But once on this island, the Revival is there right now, and it just had its first week of previews, and it played to capacity at every single one of them.
Okay.
So, And once on this island is not limited run, it's open run.
Everything you wanted to know about on and off Broadway. Dammy's your girl.
If you're in Alberta, go see Hadestown and talk to me about it.
Yes, please do.
Mm-hmm.
Please do. Okay, I think that's everything for this segment, so we should probably move on.
Now we're going to talk about our September, October, November artistic autumnal owl.
That's right. So this started on the 1st of September and it runs through the 30th of November. There's two main rules. First, it's for any Ravelry craft that you do. So it's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince this is related to autumn. Your fallback is you made it in the autumn. Fallback. Second rule is no whips are allowed. So you had to have started your project September 1st or later, and you have to finish it by the 30th of November. We've got lots of lovely prizes on the screen. I'm trying to do this without looking at the show notes. I missed one thing. Feel free to polydip in other owls as long as it meets the rules. Then, now, we have lots of lovely prizes on the screen right now. If you would like to know more about them, you can go to
geekygirlsknit.com,
where you'll find photos, links, and everything. And in addition, we also talk about the prizes in detail on the first podcast of every month. Thank you so much to our sponsors who donated these prizes. You get one entry into the giveaways for every FO that you finish and post in the FO thread. The hashtag is GGKAutumn17. I'm going to have to look now because I feel like I'm missing stuff. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group to participate. We'll lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of December, and winners will be drawn on the next podcast after that. If you are a prize winner, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. There is a chatter thread in the Ravelry group where you can talk about your projects, and Dammy gives shout-outs there to everyone who finishes projects, as well as she gives shout-outs here on the podcast. So, Dammy, how about some shout-outs?
Carrie Ann 77, D Door 4, Deb Knits 2, Delaney 33, DG White, DJID, Dropped Stitches, Falling Star 12, Frymeister, Girl in Knots, Hazy Summers, I Knit Socks 2, Winky Minky 184, Jilarima, Carlene Page, Kenneth Allen, Knit 1 Brew 2, Knit Central, Knit Jen, Knit Live Love, Little Angel SG2, El McCall, Long Tall Katie, that should be long, Lupin Owns Jacob, MOES Crochet, Mrs. Kellogg, MVA 5493, Mystery Sewer, Psychohulakian, Pukaz Lagrada, should be Pukaz, not S, I don't know what I was thinking.
What is it supposed to be?
Z. Scrap Fair, S. Keeling, Skyline Knits, SLC3, Sunday Tea Time, VT Kimmy Kim, What Angel 8, and Yarn Taxi Driver.
Great job, everybody. So, get those projects finished. You have 15 days. You have 2 weeks to get your projects done and posted, and then we will draw for the winners in December. And we'll start our winter wonderland along on December the 1st. All right, well, we have some more stuff to talk about, so let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
That's right. So the question is for Dammy this week. So Dammy, let me ask you a question. This question comes from Sarah, who is Auntie Knits a Lot on Ravelry. She's from California, as she asks. This is for Dammy. Do you think you're going to go to musical or theater school? Is there something else that you want to do? And are you thinking of going away to school, or are you going to try to homeschool college as well?
Okay, well, first, for the second half of the question, I don't think I'm going to try to homeschool college. No. So, go away, but not, like, far away.
So you've applied to a school in Seattle, and you're going to have to decide whether if you get in, you're going to have to decide whether you want to live on campus or live with us still and commute. But either is fine, because you'll still be close. Will be great still to do the podcast. Either way.
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
That's right.
We'll burn that bridge.
I went over a really cool bridge. You were with me. No, you weren't with us. Last week when Daddy took me to the doctor, we went over a really, really cool bridge.
Okay.
I'll have to show you sometime.
And then the first half of the question, I don't know if I'm going to go to a specialized musical or theater school, because specialized colleges are always like more expensive than other like normal colleges that just offer the program as part of their whole thing.
Right.
And so the college I've applied to I don't think it has a musical theater program, but it does, if I'm right, it has a drama or theater program.
Okay.
That, from what I was looking at, I think includes musical theater as part of it. But,
Okay. So are you thinking that you're going to focus only on that, or maybe that you'll do something like do a double major or do another major and minor in theater, or?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's okay, because you don't usually get to the specialized classes until the third and fourth year of college. So you can more focus on the basics that you have to have, the math, science, English, all that stuff, and decide later how you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you've put in one application. Have they said that when you should hear by?
Mid-December.
Okay. So we're still waiting on that.
Yep.
You're also looking at getting involved with the community theater program here in Bremerton. So they have shows you can audition for, but they also have volunteer opportunities. So you're looking into all of that, and we'll let you know what she's doing when she knows what she's doing. So, all right, I think you answered the question completely. Thank you so much to Sarah for the question. If somebody would like to ask us a question, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, well, we have a review and a giveaway, so let's move on to the next segment.
And now we have a review and giveaway of the same thing.
Yes. So while I was at Knit Seattle, I met Tracy, who is the owner of Impwear Home, and she makes all kinds of bags, tons and tons of different styles and everything. And she gave me a bag for us to talk to you about, as well as to give away. So this is the bag that she sent us. There's her thing. So this is the fabric is vintage, and this is her lunch sack style, which sells for $24.99. It's 10.5 inches wide and 10 inches tall and 5 inches deep. And it's made of 100% laminated cotton. And some notes that she wrote about it that it might be important for you especially if you are very earth conscious and everything. This is a water-based urethane laminated cotton that is CPSIA certified. It's BPA and phthalate free. It's food.
Phthalate. I don't know this
However
word.
You say it. It's food safe and earth safe. UV rays will harm the fabric. Prolonged direct sun will discolor the fabric. But you can wipe it clean with a damp cloth. You can scrub the stains on it. It's machine wash warm, okay, but hang dry and iron low. So this is the vintage fabric. It's very, very pretty.
Oh, that bird is wearing pearls.
And she designs the fabric and then has it printed. Oh, the quote on here. The road to a friend's house is never long. It's a Danish proverb. And then it's got beautiful fabric on the inside. And it's got a zip close. So, and this is some of the other fabrics she has available. I really like that one, but you would never guess that. The Juanita. And then she's also got kids' fabrics. Because like I said, you can use this as a lunch bag. She's got other types of bags as well. So this is a really cool bag. And I also got to look at some of her other bags, and I really was impressed by them. They're sewn very well. The attention to detail to make sure everything looks nice. She does a ribbon over the seams so that you don't see the exposed seams in the bag. I was very, very tempted to buy a bag from her, but I had already spent quite a lot of money. Not a ton, but I'd spent some money because I got the sweater quantity and everything. So this is a beautiful bag, and I really think whoever wins is going to love it. So in order to to enter to win this bag, what you need to do is go to Tracy's website, which is impwearhome.com, and find your favorite item, and then go to the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group, find the giveaway thread, and tell us your favorite item, and then we will keep the thread open for 2 weeks, so we'll draw the winner in episode 270. And you must be a member of the Ravelry group to participate, and you'll have 30 days to claim your prize if you're a winner, or you'll forfeit it. Thank you so much to Tracy for sending us, or for giving us this bag to review and give away. It's just stunning, and I know whoever the winner is will love it. You could do probably a 2-skein shawl project in this. Definitely a sock project. It's big enough for that. So, yeah. So go enter, and you might be the winner of this lovely, lovely bag. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And we come to the end of the show. Do we have any announcements?
Go see Hades Town.
There you go. I was going to say, so after the credits, I'm going to put in a video from my ferry ride back home from Knit Fit Seattle. And there was seals, and they were on a buoy, and there was also seals playing in the water.
They were trespassing.
They were trespassing on government property. They were trespassing on that buoy. But I was able to film about like 30 seconds or so of them. So I'll put that after the credits for just a little bit of fun. So, all right, well, let's talk about our normal announcements. A huge thank you. We love you guys. To everyone who supports the podcast, however you do it, watching, commenting, entering owls, thumbs up on YouTube, downloading on iTunes, etc., etc. But also, humongous thank you to our financial sponsors, because it does cost money to keep this podcast going. So there's 3 main ways that you can support the podcast financially. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount every month to your favorite creatives, whether it's podcasters, artists, musicians, singers, etc. And you receive rewards based on the level that you donate at. So if you would like to know more about this or want to sign up to support us that way, you can go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
That's right. What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
That's right. And then we are also amazon.com, .co.uk, and .ca affiliates. If you go to our site first and click through to Amazon and then shop, we get a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast while you're doing something you would already be doing anyway. So to find out more about all of this and to find us online, you should go to
geekygirlsknit.com, and there are links to everywhere else we're online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you, excuse me, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your week. Happy knitting, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
U.S. government property. You guys shouldn't be on there. You're trespassing.